Shalom, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. I want to give a double honors to the elders and to the apostles of GMS Great Millstone, who do well, and the salutation to the whole 40 elect. It's the brother Damawar from the GMS Cleveland branch, coming back with another quick video. And we're about to hear people waking up, all right, knowing what's going on, okay? And we're also going to see the mirth of these people, all right, the easiness, all right, that America has been displaying, right, the American dream, right, the #1 consuming country, okay, in the whole world, all right, and starting to look at life without having these comforts, all right, and these people, some of them can see what's going on, all right, so with no further ado, let's just go and jump right into it.
And you know that's true because a buggy of groceries from 2015 that was $215 is now $681. You don't get from $215 to $681 with 32%. No. And it's everything. It's everything you buy. Me and my wife went to get some food on the way home yesterday, and we stopped at Crystals and got 24 Crystals, no fries, no drinks, just the Crystals. It was $48. A couple years ago, that was $18. It's $48 now. The economy is so bad, no one is going to survive much longer. And what they're doing is they are purposely destroying they are crippling the dollar on purpose. Because if you make the dollar worthless to the point of we have no more buying power anymore, well, it's going to put us over a barrel and force us to switch to a new currency. And of course, what's going to be right there to be ready for us? Digital currency. They'll say, well, digital currency is safe. It's safe. Nobody can mess with it. It's the best way to go. But why would you want digital currency? Why would they want it? It's because everything that you buy can be turned off. See, digital currency can be controlled. So if they say, well, you bought too much ammunition this month, you can't buy any more ammo. Or you bought too much meat this month, you can't buy any more meat. You've done so much driving this month already, you don't need to drive anymore. It's too much gas. You can't buy any more gas. Cash means freedom. Cash is king. If you have cash money, that is ultimate freedom because you can buy whatever you want and nobody knows. It's private. It's personal. You can buy whatever you want. It's cash. But as soon as you have to use digital currency, there's a trail of breadcrumbs everywhere. They know everything you buy. They know everything. And if they can decide one day that you said something on social media they didn't like, or you go too much against the grain, and they turn off your money, and you can't buy nor sell nothing. Now, what do you think that sounds like? If you can't buy or sell unless you have it, it's coming.
So I lied to my son today.
Right. You can't buy nor sell except you had a mark. Okay, and we've been warning you, all right, starting with our beloved Apostle Tahar, even his apostles, all right, on down to least brother. Okay, we've been warning you people, all right, but the American people, they don't give a damn. These people, I take the mark real quick, all right, if that means that they can keep stuff in their mouth, all right, even though the food is fake. Okay, by the time the Americans wake up and realize what's really going on and where these elites' plans end, it's going to be too late. They ain't going to be able to do nothing about it, all right? They're going to crash out, but they're not going to be able to do nothing about it, okay? This is going to come, the stopping them, right, of the New World Order is going to come directly from the Heavenly Father, pertaining to Job 20, okay? But listen to her real quick, because hers went in a little harder, all right?
My 5-year-old. He asked me a pretty simple question that any 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, any kid would probably ask their parent. And to me, it hit different. Because today he said, why do I have to go to school? I don't want to. And I told him, because it's important. To get an education is important. To be smart and to understand how things work is important. I told him, so that way in the future, you can get a good job and you can earn money so you can get a good house and have a nice life for yourself. You gotta go to school. You gotta get smart to do that, And it's getting harder to do these things and say these things to him because I really am lying to him, and I am fully aware of that. And I think that's the worst part of all of this is that, I've been lying to myself, obviously, about just trying to maintain a positivity of some shred through all of this. But I think that I'm sure a lot of moms share this feeling. It's like, well, what do we tell our kids? What is the motivational factor? Go to college and get into massive amounts of debt for a job that you might not be able to even get. For a degree, who knows it's going to be there or not. For a field, who knows if it's going to exist in a country that who knows if it's going to even be a country still.
No, America is on its way out. All right. America is on its way out, but at least she is smart enough to see the signs. All right. A lot of our own people, they don't even want to come to the realization that America could be over with. All right. Even though they have time to prep and plan and get right with the Heavenly Father. Right. None of that seems exciting to them because you want to know why? Because they love this adulterous, wicked pushing place over here in America. All right. Especially these women. All right, they love the fact that they can jump from man to man, right? Have 4 or 5 different baby daddies, right? A whole ball of confusion because they just having their way. They don't give a damn about the kids. They don't give a damn about the men, right? And so best believe real men, we're loving this because now real strength and real power and real decisions like life and death is about to be back in the man's hand. See, over here in America, they took that power away from the man and gave it to the woman and the courts. All right. And that's why you see a whole bunch of miserable men paying child support for children that are not even his. All right. And even if it's not yours, what they do over here, they still make you pay it. All right. So this place is corrupt. OK, it's beyond repairing. All right. So to hell with this place. All right. But let's get this real quick, because at the end of the day, all right, she may be a Jake. All right. Just by her being able to see these different things. OK, but at the end of the day, to hell with this place, man. All right. And you people that want this place to continue. OK, because that says a lot about you. You wicked. Yep. All right. I remember I was listening to one chick and she was like, why would you not want America to go to war and this government to fail? We wouldn't have to pay bills no more. Everything that is unfair, we can start over. All right. And we know that that's not going to happen. All right. But I can see the logic in that. All right. And our people, they don't even meet that logic. All right. They don't even want to rebrand America. Hell no. They like it the way it is. All right. But this is Baruch 4. All right. I started verse 29. It says, for he that have brought these plagues upon you should bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Okay. And these plagues of being under the so-called white man, right, being the least, not desired, but basically being at the bottom, all right, all these other nations, okay, come over here to America, come up, live better, all right, when these projects and these boroughs is mainly filled with the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, okay. It says, verse 30, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable, and these the points right here. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. miserable is she that received thy sons. Okay, because over here in America, all right, that's where we got off these slave boats. Over here in America is where the so-called Spaniards killed a lot of our brothers, Gad now, all right, who they like to call the Indians. Okay, all right, but they did a whole lot of killing, man, to get this land. All right, so this place was never destined, all right, to walk, to walk away in the sunset and be planted here forever. Hell no. All right, America had a time to rise, and now it has its time to fall. All right, as it says in Ecclesiastes 3, it's a time under the sun for everything. Okay, verse 33, it says, "For she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation." All right, so what you're hearing right now, and the rest of these people, is just basically they're grieving, all right, because now America isn't looking so land of the honey, land of the milk and honey. All right. 34, "For I would take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride should be turned into mourning." All right. So yeah, this is all what we've been waiting to see. Okay. And as you can see, these are all Edomites on the screen. All right. All white people. Okay. So they're regular 1-2, right? They're regular coming outside.
That nobody can even afford today. I'm expecting him to be able to afford it in 20 years. Maybe if he gets sick, what is he going to do? Afford health care?
You see? So miserable are these people. All right? And we don't feel no type of way for you motherfuckers. All right? I got one more clip I wanted to play real quick.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
Point. And don't get me started. Generation does help. Don't
betray you in our system if you live on integrity and ideals. If you don't come from a family that already has money. So in order to get money, which is how you survive, you have to almost always go against, you have to betray yourself. You have to sell your time. And our system rewards and actually requires from you narcissism, greed, subservience just to survive. But if you want to rise, then greed, the willingness to exploit, being good at participating in a human ranking system. You have to have bad qualities to survive.
Right, because Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And this is all they know how to teach. Okay, and that's why these schools, everything is coming out now. All right, as it pertains, as you said, in the end, everything that was hidden should be revealed. All right, so these people never had no good intentions for you motherfuckers. All right, for the average American over here. All right, if you wondering how your life went to shit, or how your favorite uncle ended up in prison for the rest of his life, all these different things, it's because we've been living in a trap the whole time. You've been thinking this place is free. No, it's free to get your ass in trouble. Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 16, it says, "Thus, in process of time, an ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings." Okay, so this is how you look up, right? And everything has become so wicked to where you're starting to realize that people actually are motivated to do more hurt than they are good. And now in the society that we're looking at in America, a motherfucker hate a person who does things right. All right? That because what? Because that vibration that is out here, there ain't nothing but a bunch of fucking evil out here, right? A bunch of fucking dark spirits, all right? And then let's not forget, them people open up all these different portals and all this old other shit. Okay, so now you got a bunch of negativity all in the air, man. All right, last one real quick. I got to go Colossians. We're going to get this in the NLT, though. Check this out. Colossians 2 is already here. And verse 8, it says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies and vain deceit, after the tradition of man, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ, which is a Mashiach Yahawashi, right? So let's go into this word rudiments real quick, right? It says, rudiments. I like this D definition, right? It says the elements, rudiments, primary fundamental principles of any art, science, or discipline, i.e. of mathematics, Euclid's geometry. Okay, so that's your whole school system. Come down here to the strong definition. Look what it says. Click on the strong definition. It says to proceed in a row as a march of a soldier, right? Go down, it says to direct one's life and to live. All right. And so to direct one's life. So now let's go back. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophies or vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after their ways of life of the world, and not after Yahawashi Mashiach. All right. So them teaching our kids and teaching you, all right, to be wicked was all a part of their plan, all right? And that's why now, if you look at the way these new youngsters are, right, Generation Z, I believe that's what they call them, all right? They're basically unhinged, all right? They can't read, all right? They can't sit still. They got all these different problems, okay? And it was all by design. All right, but not knowing that the Heavenly Father wanted you people, all right, to be ready to be destroyed like that. Okay, so we're going to cut it off there. I pray that was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahawashi, Bahashem Rukakadash. I want to give a double honor to the elders and to the apostles of GMS. Shalom.